Reinventing yourself, the journey to a brand new you, plus guest Dr. Raymond Abdulrahman joining us this morning. Mornings in the lab with Keith and Friends, the only morning show for men. Hey boys, get up, don't hit the snooze button. How to be yourself on social media and how actually to win at it. Johnny, Gen Z is uninterested in sex plot lines in TVs and movies. Go figure that. If you hit that snooze button, hey Shinku, if you do snooze 9 minutes a day for the whole year, you're actually 56 hours behind the guy over there. If you're going to hit the snooze button, you're going to be behind everybody else. So roll over and get after it today.
I'm extraordinarily grateful today for not only, it's really for my love, Terry, because she has surgery bright and early tomorrow morning.
Yes.
And the poor thing has gone through so much pain in the last month. The thing was with pain is so psychological. Prior to her having a surgery date, the pain was basically felt worse to her because there was no end.
Yes.
As soon as there was, okay, here's the surgery date, now there's a plan of execution. And things mentally started tightening up.
It's telling her mind that the end of the story is on its way. Like it's just around the corner, Terry. You just got to find your way to get there. And the end of the story is going to be here before you know it.
She walks straight towards me, puts her head right in my chest, and we rock and we count.
No. I remember that time when my husband was walking me in and holding me tight. Yeah. Oh, were you a baby? No, I was 40-something, 50 years. We were connecting as two human beings.
It's like the true yin and yang meeting in that moment.
Nothing in the world matters, eh? Nothing. Like there's actually no problem out there that's bigger than what's happening to the two of you guys at that moment.
Yeah.
Gen Z is over sex in the movies. And somewhere along the way, Hollywood did not get the memo.
When I was young, when I was looking to jerk off, I was fucking looking for a little alone time in the bathroom with the fucking Sears catalog in the women's underwear section.
I was gonna say it's a Sears catalog.
That's the difference in times. What technology has changed our worlds.
I will agree with you. So admittedly, I've spent many years off the gram, and I've been slowly working my way back on there to produce content and get back there. Marty, you're so right, man. You open that baby up, any man that pays for porn on the internet has failed the internet. If you're the smartest guy in the room, you got to find a new room. Playing it safe is a safe, slow death. I invite you, take some bigger risks. Success ultimately begins in the morning, which ultimately begins the night before. Getting to bed early, getting your sleep ready, getting your nutrition ready, getting your clothes ready so you can train properly.
More important than maybe the morning routine is more of a metaphor of how you choose to live your life. You can't have emotional regulation without cognitive organization. Like if you don't know where you're going, if you can't be organized in your head, if you're not organized, you don't have a plan, you'll fall apart. And you learn that the hard way because sometimes you don't listen to your parents.
Ups and downs is going to be part of the process, but you got to stay fit so you can stay legit. That's the fitness tip for today.
If you're tired about hearing about it, it means you're not experiencing it. That's the basic bottom line. Overt, not like passive microaggressions, but like overt, like racism. 28%. That means pretty much anybody who's a person of color has experienced racism in Canada. And this is a society that we claim to be multicultural. What we don't recognize is the pay gap between white people and people of color is far greater than that between men and women. So if we got a big issue, the burning cross is now not on people's lawns, but it's in our mind. The issues that impact people of color, the issues of bias, are the same issues that marginalize men. Research actually finds that men and boys are equally as likely to be sexually abused as women are.
Really?
And that women are almost as equally likely to be perpetrators of abuse. Many times when men show up for who they really are and they express themselves to the women in their lives, the same women who are advocating against toxic masculinity are the same ones that emasculinate and put down their men.
We invite people to judge the book, us, by the cover. Because we're really actually about it. We're actually about feelings. We're about sharing emotions. We are very much about standing here naked and raw and encouraging safe, vulnerable conversations.
We're in a serious form of denialism that if we move away from a sense of science, we are living in a dangerous world. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, right? And we're going to have human beings who are going to look for crutches. We're going to have human beings with personalities that are difficult. We'll have human beings who are active and engaged and human beings who are lazy. This is going to happen. We have to understand that there are impacts of generational abuse on the personalities of people, right? It's like saying to a white guy, you're a dick, and you're just using your abuse as a child to be a dick. As no, wait a second. There was a clear psychological consequence of that abuse that led to a sense of protection. I've got a small podcast called Different People where we have these difficult conversations about race. Season 3 is my favorite.
One of the things I pride myself on this show is that it's unpredictable. There's some days we're talking about Bonnie Blue who's sleeping with 1,100 men. There's some days we're talking about the best sex positions we should be having. There's some days we're talking about diversity and racism and inclusion. Some days we're talking about opiate addictions and the challenges that men are having with, or getting up and just getting their shit in gear.
I was scared of what people were thinking about me. I was worried about, was I wearing the right clothes? I was worried about, did I say the right things? It literally put me in my own prison. I was an extremely unhappy human being. Thank God, somewhere in my early 20s, I realized I had worried myself so sick, I'd had enough. I didn't care. And I started to do what I wanted to do without worrying about what everybody was thinking. The most narcissistic thing that I could do was to believe that everybody was worried about me. I would say, look, if I can do it, I promise you, you can too. Might have been one of the most liberating decisions I ever made in my life. Where we put our attention is what we're going to get more of. You're looking for a reason to do or a reason not to do. That's what I would say. Listen, if you think about going to the gym, you're going to find reasons to go to the gym.
Yeah.
You think about not going to the gym, you're going to find the reasons not to go to the gym. It's people don't understand you become what you think about, but you got to think about the right shit. You have people say, oh, he's a narcissist because he's doing what he wants to do and he's outside the box. No, you're a narcissist because you're fucking stuck inside the box.
I work my butt off for you to acknowledge, how good I am. I don't work my butt off for you to acknowledge my skin color. I ain't got to do shit for you to acknowledge my skin color. I'm proud to be black. It's proud as fuck, but that's not what we're here for.
Anybody tuning in right now who does not expect this dialogue from this show is fucking clearly misspoken, because and I love it, unpredictable conversations that we don't know is going to happen. Have you ever felt like you're crushing it on the outside? I know Johnny has, but on the inside, you're a total mess. Like you've built the career, you've hit the milestones, you've checked all the boxes, but somehow your brain is still finding a way to convince you that you're failing. He didn't sit in the corner and wallow. He didn't go in the corner and cry. He didn't sit back and bitch about, oh, the world's against me, woe is me, woe is me. Nah, none of that, Johnny. He spent 15 plus years figuring it out. What got you here is not going to get you to the next level. It's constant reset. What got you here is probably not what's going to get you to the next step. So you got to pause, you got to reset, you got to analyze, and you got to find another gear. It's a conversation that prevents the snooze button. This is the show for you. Subscribe to it, hit the channel, tell your friends, tell your buddies. If you start that morning conversation, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, for your community, you're going to start the conversation. You're going to set the conversation for the day. And then if you're really good at it, you're going to do it again the next day. And the next day, and the next day. And what's going to happen over time is that you're going to be the leader of those sheep. We're creating the biggest morning show for men. It's free for all you guys. No monetized. Nobody's being charged anything. Don't be the sheep. That's why you're on this show. And that's the thing. This show brings shepherds to the show. And that's why I'm thinking, if you're a sheep, come knock on my door so I can help you become that shepherd that you want to be.